What's up, guys? Welcome to my predictions video. Today, I'm going to be predicting the UFC Fight Night Belfort vs. Gastelum card. It's a pretty good card, competitively and style-wise. These fights actually seem to be very good. I'm going to start with Francisco Ronaldo versus Kevin Lee, because people are sleeping on this fight. This fight I cannot wait for. And I think this is one of the best fights of the card. Both are well-rounded. Both like the grappling. Ronaldo has been using the stand-up lately. Kevin Lee has been working with the stand-up a lot lately. Kevin Lee's mostly a wrestler, but he has some good submission skills. This should be a good fight. For this fight, I'm going to have to go with Francisco Ronaldo. Even though Kevin Lee has a good chance of winning this fight, I think Ronaldo is too strong and also too experienced, and his striking is more fundamentally sound. But if it gets to the ground, Kevin Lee could win this fight. So I'm going to go with Ronaldo, and I'm going to go decision. I think this fight is going to be one of the best fights of the card. And then we go to Alex Oliveira versus Tim Means, the rematch. After what happened in the first match, we all know what happened, the illegal knee. This should be a very good fight, because the first fight was looking to be very good, especially in the first round. Tim Means is the bigger fighter. Oliveira is not really a 170 pounder. He would fall into a 165 pound weight class if they ever made a 165 and then 175 pound weight class. He would go to 165, and Tim Means would probably go to 175. So the weight difference and the size is there for Means. And also Means likes the dirty boxing. He likes the elbows and the clinch. He's very good with Muay Thai. Very traditional with his Muay Thai. Oliveira is really wild and unpredictable. He's a lot quicker than Means, though. A lot quicker, which is something he never had before. A speed advantage. In this fight, he has a big speed advantage, and we've seen it in the first round of their first fight, especially when he landed that spinning back kick and hurt to Means. And I think the unpredictability and also the movement, the constant movement, is going to be in Oliveira's favor. And I think he wins probably by a second round TKO or by a decision. But if it gets to the grappling, the weight and the size is going to be a big problem for Oliveira. And then we go to Cohan versus Renault. This fight probably won't be too exciting to watch, but I could be wrong. I can see this fight going either of two ways. I could see Cohan overwhelming Renault with punches and pressure, and Renault not really knowing how to deal with it or handle it, and she wins by a decision because of that. Or I can see Renault taking a technical approach where she's using her 4-inch reach advantage and her long legs to keep Cohan at the distance and picking her apart and taking her down and dominating her on the ground, because Renault has a distinct advantage on the ground and her submissions are quick and they're very precise. Cohan is really like a brawler. She likes to pressure, likes to get in there and throw a lot of punches, a lot of volume. So in this fight, I'm going to have to go with Renault by a decision or a second round submission. Then we go to Jussier Formiga versus Borg. This should be a pretty technical fight. They're both very, very good grapplers. Borg especially is very unpredictable on the ground. He's very quick on the ground. Formiga is more a traditional grappler. On the feet, I don't see it being on the feet too much. I could be wrong, because when two grapplers fight, it can either completely be on the ground or most of it's going to be on the feet. I'll probably have to go with Jussier Formiga. He's going to use his experience, use that traditional style of controlling Borg if it gets on the ground and also on the feet. And then we go to Edson Barboza versus Beneil Darish. I think everybody knows that this is probably the most high caliber fight of the card, or the most important ranking wise. Edson Barboza, everyone knows, extremely good at striking, very talented on the feet and very experienced on the feet. Probably the most explosive guy I see on the feet other than Jose Aldo, especially with his kicks. He has the most leg kick finishes in the UFC. He doesn't deal too well with pressure, though, and that's what I think Beneil Dariush is going to use in this fight. The best way of Beneil Dariush winning this fight is putting on the pressure on Edson Barboza, making him grapple, dirty box, throw punches in close range. Dariush, though, he's very well-rounded. He's good on the feet, and he's extremely good on the ground. Edson Barboza is going to have a very hard time on the ground with Dariush. If I'm going to have to pick in this fight, I might have to pick Edson Barboza. I think Barboza is going to use that movement. He's going to get out of the reach. He's going to be way too fast for Dariush, and he might hurt Dariush on the feet. I'm going to go with Edson Barboza by first or second round knockout. And then we go to Shogun versus Jean Volante. It's hard to predict these fights where these legends are on the downfall of their career, because we don't know how far he went down. Speaking of Shogun, of course, both knockout artists, both always go for the knockout. They don't go on the ground. Jean Volante has a big size advantage over Shogun, but their reach is identical though, 76 inches, but the legs of Jean Volante is so much longer than Shogun. And Jean Volante uses those kicks really well. Both have extreme knockout power. It's a hard fight to pick because Shogun Hua could easily knock out Jean Volante. So I'm not too confident in this pick, but I might have to go with Jean Volante. It could very well be one of Shogun's last fights. I think the younger Jean Volante is going to use that reach, he's going to use that power, and I think he's going to catch Shogun early in the fight. I think Shogun has hit that age where he just can't take punches anymore. Even though Shogun's not old in real age, he's like 33, 34. In fighting age, he's been through so many wars. And he's been on consecutive wars before. So I'm going to have to go with Jean Volante by first round knockout or second round knockout. And then we go to the main event, Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. Everyone knows about Vitor, very explosive striker, explosive submissions. He can grab onto arm bars so quick. We've seen that with John Jones and when he submitted Anthony Johnson. So very explosive, but he's more of a first round, even second round fighter sometimes. Kelvin Gastelum's going to have a very hard time in the first round with Vitor, especially if he decides to stay on the feet with Vitor. Vitor has a very good shot at winning this fight. Even at his age, Vitor is still very explosive. He still has that power to knock out anybody. Even though he's getting older and some of his attributes are decreasing, it seems like his skills are increasing though. He's learning more now. Because for so long, Vitor has been the same fighter. For almost a decade, Vitor has been doing the same thing over and over again. And then as he got older in his later age, he started throwing head kicks. He started to use some movement, some footwork that we've never seen before. And Kelvin Gastelum, very tough. Not even Tyron Woodley could knock this guy or even stun him, really. Very good wrestler, very well-rounded, very fast, and he's small for the division, but he uses that speed very well. We've seen that against Tim Kennedy, who's actually bigger than Vitor. So I don't think the size is going to be that much of a problem for Kelvin, but the first round will. If it stays in the feet in the first round, Vitor, I think, wins the fight. But overall, I think Gastelum wins this fight by using his wrestling, gassing out Vitor, and finishing him. Second or third round, I think Kelvin wins this fight. Because remember, it is 5 rounds too, so that plays an advantage for Kelvin Gastelum, who's been through 5 rounds before. I don't think Vitor has ever been through a whole 5-round fight in his whole career. Those are my predictions, guys. Comment below what your predictions are. I'm curious to see what they are. My last predictions video, I didn't do too good. A lot of upsets in that card. A lot of fights I didn't see them playing out, especially that Darren Elkins fight. I'm still shocked by that fight. But hopefully I do well in this one. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And I'm going to break down one of the fights on this card. So thank you guys for watching so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.